I would like to welcome next Weam and Na'mu and Ahmed Baraka to come over on the stage, please. We have two young talents. As Raad was saying earlier today, was مواهب صاعدة. And Ahmed start laughing. Published so far 3 novels. She writes poetry, and she's a filmmaker. She writes articles. She gives lectures on social and cultural issues, and she is really all over the map in so many things. Try to communicate with the rest of the world. And we have Ahmed, who is Barakat, who works right now in Washington. He is a broadcaster, but also he writes songs, he plays guitar, he sings. Plus, he has a very wonderful experiment in his paintings. And you see some of his works hang here, and we're going to see more of them in the evening. And that's what we're going to cover in the rest of the evening. Each aspect of the talents they represent. But the question I asked Anthony, I will repeat it to them. It's very simple. Please, who are you? Weam?
Well, I was born in Baghdad, Iraq, and I came to the United States at age 10, about 30 years ago. And I decided to be a writer at age 19. My love originally started for just writing because it was something that was in me. Over the years, because I saw that there was a lot of Easterners, so at that point it was about at age 26, about 15 years ago or so, I decided that I was going to mostly write true life stories about the Iraqi American experience. And that has really brought me a lot of joy, and I started in that direction, and then I found myself telling stories through different forms, whether it's poetry, whether it's articles, books, or films. And that's how I got into the film industry.
So what took you to Prague? Your education is also very spread. Why you went to Prague to study?
Oh, communications? I actually, I originally wanted to be a lawyer. And then I realized that I was going to be a very good student in law school, but not a very good lawyer in real life, because I can only defend passionately things that I believe and love. And actually, that's how I ended up taking the project that I've been working on for the last couple of years. I feel like I'm somewhat of a lawyer in it, but the only reason I was able to take it on is because I just loved it so much and felt passionately, and I felt there was an injustice, and I know and when you work as a lawyer, it's a little bit different than
you are a storyteller, but we'll discover that as we go in the evening. Ahmed, what about you? Who are you? We know your dad.
Obviously, I'm half my dad, half my mother. My mother is Alat Ibrahim, Iraqi artist, director, theater director, and wonderful actress, and she passed away a few years ago, as many of you know. That had a tremendous effect on my life. My father is the reason I do music now. He is the reason I began interested in it when I was young. He noticed that I had an ear for it when I was very young, and he kept with me and he tried. I was stubborn. I'm still stubborn, he knows. But I tried to do it. Interestingly enough, guitar was not something I was interested in until I was away from my farm, when I was in Jordan, in Syria later. I found an old guitar that I picked up, and it had only 3 strings, and I just enjoyed playing it. I tuned it my own way. I didn't know how to tune, and I was just enjoying it. I still am. I'm the opposite of wonderful Anthony. He can read. I cannot read music. I can just feel it and maybe understand it, but not quite academically. So that's what and then the drawing, the art didn't start until a few years ago. I really started taking it seriously because I felt like I wanted to express something that is lived through me since Iraq. And I was born, I should start probably, I was born in Baghdad, Iraq, and I left Iraq when I was about 10 years old. And I traveled so many places, about 7 or 8 countries before settled in the US and lived here in Michigan for quite a while, then moved to DC to work as a broadcaster. And throughout this time, I was little by little working on my art, developing, scattered as I am, pieces here and there of art, whether it's a painting or a piece of music or. And it's just an expression. I feel like art is always has to be an expression. If you have something truly you want to say, and you do say it, I think people will understand, will feel it. I really believe that. And I've been influenced by many artists, not least of which my father. He was my hero when I was young. He was my biggest influence. My mother was my son. Her passing was the hardest thing I had to go through in my life. And I think that explosion that happened later, all these things I wanted to do happened really after her passing, because there was already so much and had to come out. So that's why I'm.
Why? This is something we just added a couple hours ago to the program. A song he'd been working on, but he finished it in his driving down. Should I? Go ahead. Let us hear it.
This song is I've been working on it for the past few days. It's going to sound a little about all the wars that are happening, whether it's in Syria, whether it's in Iraq, whether it's in any part of the world, Arabic, non-Arabic. And it's also about, equally it's also about the observer, the person who has nothing to do about it. Not because they don't want to, but because they can't. Yeah, I wasn't clear on that.
And the way it was written, rained down for families, Iliads and other stories, stones polished through me. Meaning there's not a 1,000 million words, and again and again and again escape into the inland. Lazy trees come quitting inlands where I wanna be. Beating drunk with thumping inlands where I wanna be. The defeated mankind carefully lick their shame, shaving off bits and pieces, peace all words the same. Saving grace on and off, far from trouble in and out, firing rounds of paper, paralyzed integrity. Tired of shoveling inside.